Hello everyone. We're going to be covering section 9-2, day 2. You're going to need a calculator and a pencil and to have your notes open to the page I have shown on the screen. Yesterday we talked about how to calculate the vertex of a parabola. Today we're going to go a little further and graph the entire parabola. When you were graphing parabolas before, they were written in the form y equals ax squared plus c. Notice how the middle term is missing. Today, all of your examples are going to have all three terms in them. In this box, you can see the main steps about how you're going to graph. First, you want your equation in standard form. You're still going to use your axis of symmetry formula that we covered yesterday. Then you'll plug that back in to solve for your vertex, and then you'll fill in the rest of your table using the plug and chug method. So let's do example 2, part A. We're going to graph this quadratic equation. Your first goal is to find the axis of symmetry. And we have a formula for that. It is negative b over 2a. b is going to be negative 6, and a is a sneaky invisible 1 up front. Plug those into your formula, and we're going to get 6 over 2 times 1. I turned the top into a positive 6 because a negative of a negative becomes positive. When I reduce this fraction, I get 6 over 2, which becomes a 3. So I'm going to put a 3 in the middle of my table in the x spot. Next, you want to choose numbers that are close to that 3. So that's going to be 4 and 5 and 2 and 1. Now you're ready to plug and chug. Use your calculator. It is very important that you don't try to do this in your head. You'll waste your time because it's difficult to keep all the steps straight. What we're going to do is take this 1 and plug it in to the x spots and figure out what y becomes after we plug it in. So my formula, when I plug in 1, should say 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 4. Again, use your calculator. When you put all of this in, including the parentheses, square, and adding 4 onto the end, you should end up getting negative 5. I apologize. Negative 1. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, we're going to put that into our table, and then we're going to go to the next coordinate, 2. Put this 2 in for the x's. So our equation is going to say y equals 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 4. Put it all into your calculator. When you do, you should be getting negative 4. That goes with the 2. You're going to continue to use your plug and chug method using your calculator for the next 3 terms. But to save on time, I'll go ahead and tell you what they are. They are negative 5, negative 4, and negative 1. Now, this table is just a list of coordinates. You can take this 1, negative 1 and plot it on your graph. So I'm going to go over 1, down 1. The next coordinate is 2, negative 4. So I'm going to go over 2, down 4. And then the third one is over 3, down 5. And you continue filling in your coordinates that are listed. Connect them with a parabola U-curve. And we're done with that first example. I'm going to do example C and skip B in order to save on time. Our strategy will always follow these 4 steps when graphing, though. Find the axis of symmetry first, which is negative b over 2a. In this example, b is negative 8, a is negative 2. When we plug those in, we get 8 over 2 times negative 2. Again, the top becomes positive because we have the negative of a negative. As I start simplifying this fraction, I end up getting negative 2. We're going to put that negative 2 in the middle of our table. Then pick other numbers that are close to that negative 2. So negative 3 and negative 4, negative 1 and 0. Now you're ready to start using your calculator. Make sure that you're careful with parentheses, negatives, subtractions, and squares. So we are going to take 0 and plug it in for the x's in this problem. You should type in your calculator negative 2 times 0 squared minus 8 times 0 minus 3. When you do that, you're going to end up getting negative 3 for y. Now go back and plug in another coordinate using your calculator. We're going to take this negative 1 and plug it in for each x. Your equation should end up saying negative 2 times negative 1 squared minus 8 times negative 1 minus 3. Put all of that into your calculator in one line. When you do, you should be getting positive 3 for x. You're going to keep plugging your numbers into your calculator. You'll have to use 5 points just like what our tables have. And now you're ready to plot them on your graph. Remember, this table is just a list of coordinates. So plot the coordinate 0, negative 3. Next, plot the coordinate negative 1, 3. And then negative 2, 5. Fill in the rest of your parabola. Connect your points with a curve, and you're done. For your homework today, you're going to be using these same exact steps. You'll want to use a T-chart, and I encourage you to use your calculators. Good luck, and I'll see you guys next week.